Okay, so we're going to talk about Sleepy Joe Biden. We have this man, so-called the president of the free world, who's an absolute imbecile. The guy has no cognitive reasoning skills. He can barely speak, barely walk. Probably can't even wipe his own ass, to be honest. Yet, he's in charge of some powerful stuff. But we all know that it's not him that's in charge, don't we? So why is our government sending money to Ukraine for the war against Russia? You know, there's laws in place there. There were, negotiations put on the table that nothing of the sort would ever happen. And it's happening. So tell me again why we are following the US into war with Russia. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. This man can't even wipe his ass, let alone run the United States of America. But our government is quite happily to sleepwalk into these situations under the name of allies. But you're quite happy to also send our military personnel overseas to fight these wars without the appropriate equipment. By the time the submarines are done, I think it's 2034 or something stupid. By the time they get their trucks and everything else, it's going to be too late. We're already at war. I know that some of them are already over there. I don't know, they'll say in the capacity of training, but are they? I don't think so. I'm not buying that shit anymore. I think it's full of shit and we shouldn't be there. I'm sick of our taxpayer money going to Ukraine. We have absolutely nothing to do with that war. Nothing at all. And it should remain so. We need to stop interfering in other countries' politics. One, we need to first look after our own defence force because it's been neglected for the last 30 years. And two, make sure that our service men and women are looked after when they get out of the service or when they need access to services while they're serving members. But going back to Sleepy Joe Biden, we all know that he's not the one pulling the strings. So who is it? And why can't world leaders just go and sort themselves out and leave the rest of the citizens alone? Because we never put our hands up for any of this nonsense. But Ukraine, which was once a beautiful country, is now in ruins. Crazy. Why are we doing this? The rest of the people know, we all agree, but to take instructions from a man who's in his 70s or 80s, can't get his shit together, who mumbles and jerks along the way or even falls down aeroplane stairs, is not a fit president. He's not of sound mind. He cannot hold a speech down. And why are we doing this? Kamala Harris, I think I've only ever seen that woman on TV a handful of times. It's like she's gone underground or something. But thank fuck she's not on my TV, because I don't want to see her face either. Some of you are like, oh, I was a great follower of you until you followed Donald Trump. Well, of course I followed Donald Trump. He's a man that doesn't want to go to war. He's quite happy to negotiate on matters. And all these third world countries and leaders around the world that we hate so, apparently we hate so much, they love him. Because you know why? He can sit down and have a conversation with them and negotiate for everyone involved. Boris Johnson, on the other hand, from the UK, you are a pig. There was a negotiation on the table with Ukraine and Russia to resolve matters, and then you came in like a little hot plate with nothing to offer and removed that option. And Zelensky, Ukraine people, this is your fault. You elected a comedian as your president. You play silly games, and this is the outcome. Get it together. Stop asking everybody else to come on board and help you and kill our sons and our daughters or our husbands and our wives for your stupidity. And to the countries that are around that area, don't get involved. You're stupid for getting involved. You know, we have to be very thankful for social media, because had it not been for social media, we wouldn't be force-fed bullshit from our governments, or even including our media, narratives. We now have access at the fingertips to see what's true and what's not true. We get to see other people's happiness, sadness, and unfortunately circumstances of war, what they're going through at real time. It's awful, but it's refreshing, and we get to make our own choices on what's real and what's not. And we get to set our own agendas and our own narrative and go, let's look at it from two perspectives. But when you got the media that doesn't report honestly on things, the people stop watching you. And if you're so fickle, you don't like people swearing, don't come on my page, because I swear. And depending on what the subject is, I can swear a lot. So fuck off and go and find a different page.